Oh yeah, and it's me again. To add to the first video I made. So when I went to sleep and went up to speak to God about a lot of stuff, He was telling me about how a lot of parents are praying to Him and wondering why they can't chastise their child no more. So He told me when I went up to speak to Him, He said, Matthew, I said, yes, Father. He said, when you go back to earth, tell them parents what I'm about to tell you. 'Cause they keep asking me why can't they chastise their child? Why is the government all in their business? Why is CYF telling them how to raise their seed? Tell them I said this. Because y'all don't know how to do it on your own. And the more y'all kids keep going to school with bruises and shit or hungry, 'cause trust me, the teacher's paying attention to all these students and what's really going on in their head. And like the child being hungry, they look tired, they look stressed out or whatever. Y'all as parents don't know how to be parents, so you need a system to parent you because you don't know how to be a goddamn parent. And a lot of y'all are very toxic. Very toxic. So, yeah. And also he said, make sure you tell him I said me. If you got a problem with how this shit is going, either fix it or take responsibility for the shit you're doing wrong and deal with it. Other than that, they got in your business not because they wanted to be, but because you put them in your damn business. Y'all fail to realize the school system is linked to the government, my nigga. The government is linked to CYF. It's a chain reaction. So when one chain moves, another one moves, and another one goddamn moves. It's a domino effect. You knock down one domino, you're pretty much knocking them all down. In other words, when you send your child to school trying to cover up bruises and shit, the teacher gonna see it, but they may not say shit. Or they may ask the child, but the child might have trauma or what you told them before they went to school as a flashback. Tell the teacher nothing's wrong, then you keep going to school like that day after day. The teacher gonna start building up suspense. Not gonna ask you about it, but the teacher gonna go to the guidance counselor. Guidance counselor gonna go to the damn principal. Principal gonna call CYF, and then CYF gonna show up at your goddamn doorstep. Or sometimes the teacher may, but if the teacher can't get a result, then the teacher, principal, and the guidance counselor will call CYF. CYF end up at your doorstep, that's when you got a fucking problem. Now you lose your fucking child because you're a shady ass parent that don't know how to do nothing properly. Yeah. So that was his words to me. And he's saying, I quote, make that video and tell them why this shit's going on so they ain't got to keep asking me, oh, how is CYF finding out about what's going on in my house? Oh, how is CYF figuring out what I'm doing? CYF ain't figuring out shit. You're telling on yourself by how your child going to school every fucking day. You're putting the white man in your business. The white man ain't just jumping in shit. You're putting them in your business by how you're treating your child all the fucking time. But you're threatening your child and telling your child that they better not say nothing when they go to school or there's going to be a problem. You're putting CYF and the government and the school system in your business. They ain't just jumping in shit. Because if a person don't see a reason to worry about another person, usually they won't. But teachers are trained to know this shit about their children in their classroom because after a certain amount of time, a teacher becomes like that child's parent for 8 hours. So they're slowly building up that mindset to always be aware if something's wrong with that child when they come in that class because a lot of the time that child may not be able to learn and the teacher's thinking it's their fault, but come to find out, it's whatever's going on at their goddamn house because all life lessons start at the house. So if y'all parents can't take initiative to say y'all fucking up, then don't blame the white people. That's y'all goddamn fault for not doing what y'all supposed to do as parents, which is teach your damn seed. So, yeah. So this ain't got no shit to do with no white people spying on you. This is just you fucking up and not taking responsibility for it. Then wait until it gets way too late in time and then trying to fix the shit. And I mean, when your child is so afraid to go home, now the teacher's wondering why they're trying to drive them home. Now they don't want to come in the goddamn house because they're afraid of you. So don't get mad at the school system or the government. Some shit you do to yourself. They just happen to notice. His words, I'm just repeating them. And then you got children praying that God just take them off earth because they don't want to deal with the shit they got to deal with no more. So that's why a lot of them tend to take their own life, because of the shit y'all do to them, and don't explain why. Y'all just do it and tell them to get the fuck over it and stop crying, because I don't want to hear that shit. You keep crying, I'm going to give your ass something to cry about. Which ain't no cute shit to be saying to your child. It's really not. But anyway. Oh yeah, and then there's a lot of children that run away from home because of stuff like that. But then the parents want to make it seem like everything cool and shit when it's really not. But you know, that toxic shit. And also, yeah, it's just sad but very much true. He said, and I quote, "Make sure you tell him I told you to say it. This is God we're talking about, not me." He's just sitting up high watching the down low shit y'all do down below. And wants a nigga to speak on it, so I'm speaking on it. You don't like it, I really don't give a shit. Stop doing what you're doing, and these things won't have to be talked about. Peace. Your child don't deserve hell just because you went through it. That shit ain't cool.